Hi guys, welcome to the 6th episode of the Spike Launch. Today I have Iowa, a new guest, and then we also have Time Rocket returning to the channel. Hi guys.
What's going on?
What's up, guys?
So today we're going to talk about the Day of Nightmares new cards, the week 3, and the cards from the video. So let's scroll down to. Anyways, let's start with this. How have you guys' week been? Like, I know you guys have been grinding for the top 100. How have you been?
We got to top 10 myself, so I'm pretty hyped about that.
Yeah, I mean, I was able to climb back up all the way to like about 25th or 26th now, so I'm satisfied. I'm sitting.
That roller coaster for you though? Yeah. I saw you go up and down the entire time.
Yeah, that's the ladder life for you. Welcome to playing Ryu.
Yeah. All right. Let's scroll down to the cards.
Alrighty. So here is the first one for you guys.
All right. So the first card is it Dimitri Maximoff? So this card, as you can see on the screen, it's a 5 mana 1/5.
Hold on a second. It's you know what? Those are the cards that have already been dropped.
Yeah, no. Those are the ones.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they don't show on their website here.
Really? No, they do.
Yeah,
they do.
They show they're separate. See Jill's basic card. Okay, you got to click on the basic cards.
You got to scroll down, keep scrolling.
No, I got it here.
Okay.
Yeah, it's it's actually on a separate page here.
No, just keep scrolling.
Are you sure?
Scroll down. No, go back, just trust me.
Hold
here.
on, I'm going.
Go back, just go back and scroll down.
I'm trying to, let me go back. Let me go back!
Yeah, he's talking about the new Dimitri, not the basic card.
Oh,
Dimitri.
sorry,
Yeah.
I thought we were going back through preview cards 1.
Yeah.
Got it.
Go back.
I'm sorry. There we are.
All
Sorry,
good.
scroll down. So we're talking about. So scroll down to the vault. Okay, we're good.
I'm there.
So
yes.
we're talking Dimitri Maximoff. So that's a 5 mana 1/5 rush, and when played, it gains 1 attack for each card you already explored, and its victory is +2. So what do you guys think of this card?
I don't know. It's interesting. It obviously it has to be played in an Explore deck, and so if you have a lot of Explore and availability to do it, you know he can have a lot of presence on the field and keeping him alive, especially when you can get his damage up.
Yeah,
I liked one thing about it is somebody pointed out that it doesn't work with Ouroboros because it says when played specifically, and then there's another wording when it says when placed on the field.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that this is strictly for mono red and then other splashable colors because it's a 5-drop, but it doesn't work well with reanimate.
Yeah,
so I like
but
that.
I don't think you would reanimate this card any class with Wrath. Just saying. Like when you have Wrath and Res, I don't know. But I don't think this card's so strong.
No,
I think
and it could sit in your hand for a while too. I think because if you have it sitting in there and you just can't get the value out of it because you don't have any explorers out, it's just you're gonna be dropping a 1/5, 2/5, nothing fancy. It's not gonna do anything.
I think he needs to have at least 4 to be good.
I agree. A 4/5 rush isn't too bad. I don't think there's even a 4/5 rush in the game. There's a 3/5.
Yeah, but for a 5 mana, you need to be about 5/5 rush.
Yeah.
For it to be good, I think a 3/5 is underwhelming, and a 4/5 is like barely passable. But like it requires so much setup to be like put in the deck to just be a 4/5. I mean, there's gonna be a situation if you play this in your deck, you'll play as a 4/5.
Yeah.
So like in best case, you need to have 2 rocket launchers effects off and like 2 explorers within that time. So I feel like even at max, it's a 1 of. Like our 2 of. It seems so inconsistent as a 3 of because these will clog your hand.
Oh, for sure. Move on.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, let's move on. So we all agree this card's like maybe, let's say, out of a 5-star system, maybe a 2 out of 5, 3 out of 5.
Yeah, I'd say 2.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
All right. Let's talk about the next card. This card is spicy.
Oh yeah, this one's interesting.
So Teostra, the Infernal King. So it's a 7 mana 3/7 agility victory explorer for Supernova. Can you show them what Supernova does?
Yeah, so Supernova here. Let's scroll down and find it. There it is.
All right, so can you read that out for me?
Yeah, so Supernova 4-cost action card deals 8 damage to all units, including your own. It doesn't say that, but for Tealstra, except for Tealstra Infernal King.
So I want to hear your opinions on this card. Iowa first.
I think that comparative to Rathlow's Dread King that we have now, this card is essentially an 11 mana investment, because once you get the victory off, and this card doesn't even have flight. Another thing,
You don't want him to have flight because he's victory.
right, of course, but even then, flight does give you a little bit more advantage because your opponent can't interact with the damage. Also, with victory, normally you can just block a unit even if it had flight.
Yeah.
So you could eat it up, but your opponent's never going to give you the chance to have free mana for an action phase. So, most times you're probably going to be spending 11 mana for this ability, and I feel that just 8 mana and then straight up just, kill something for 5 damage with Dread King is a lot better. So that's how I feel about this card.
What do you think, Rocker?
I agree with that a lot. So like, while I think it's got potential, I don't see me having many situations where I'm gonna get a good value out of that. Like, the only time I really see myself getting that is like, and say or like an endgame Wesker where he's just dropping a ton of strong revenge units, and you can just wipe the field out and leave your unit on the field. But at the same time, you're also, because you have to drop an action card and you're probably gonna have to wait to play it. He might even just have something to remove your Tealstra, so then you're back to square one, and you're just gonna have you're gonna have nothing on the board, both of you. But then he's gonna be able to drop more units. It's an interesting card, but it really needs at least maybe a rush or a flight or something to be a little bit more viable.
So would you play him Ryu right now in your Ryu list? If you could put him in your deck, would you put him in your
right now? Probably not, because currently I think I just need to be able to kill units quickly, and he doesn't really offer that, because he has agility, but compared to say like a 6-drop Ryu, I think the 6-drop Ryu with the rush, agility, and then his ability is actually far more dangerous than the Tealstra.
Okay. See, I was compared to Ryu. I was like, 1 more mana, 1 more health, and like an insane victory. But I can see where you guys are coming from. I thought this card was...
Yeah, the problem of it really, it's just that it's the action card. Having to use a 4-cost action card, that's the biggest issue. It feels like, the best way I can put it, it feels like a Jill card, basically like a Jill hero card, where you get a cool ability, but you're gonna have to pay some MP to get it out there and possibly just be blocked anyway.
So here's the one thing that's notable about this: if you combine it with the Genesis hero art, you get a 3 mana deal 8 to the whole entire nuke the board.
I didn't even think of that. That's
true. And that's
Right.
And that's the thing though, but here's the catch though, because Genesis picks random cards, so at the same time you need to get value out of Genesis, which means you have to run other Explore, which means you may not get that card in the 2 that get picked. So you also run the risk of just getting something you might have gotten from Mikhail, where you may just get a 1 that doesn't even drop to 0. So it's kind of a risky. That's kind of a risky.
I think with Genesis you will choose very exclusively with your cards, your victory, like your Explore cards. So you always get these certain super powerful cards, right? You wouldn't just use like the shield one. You wouldn't just randomly throw in random. You'd be very selective and just pick out those super powerful cards every time.
Yeah, and that would be a big meta shift, because then we'd start probably seeing decks that focus more on high cost MP surviving units, rather than right now where people are focusing more on smaller trades and having more board control, where this is going to focus on keeping units on the board because they're super tanky.
Honestly, this type of deck, if this Explore deck is a thing, it's just going to get overwhelmed by like BG Nerg or something like that. Those like really aggressive mana ramp early game, I'm going to blow you out deck.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Because Explore is such a slow mechanic.
I agree with that.
Yeah. So, from a scale of 1 to 5, what do you guys rate?
I think
it's this card.
Yeah. I think it's hard to evaluate. Give it a 3.
I got to put 3 right in the middle. I think it's right in the middle.
It could be insane. It could be trash.
We don't know right now.
I'm down with that.
So the next card, Lightning Bolt.
Oh man,
This card, Dungeon, please. Deals 2 damage to an enemy unit. Puts 1 card from your deck with the same name into the X pocket. So basically, you play this card and you draw 1 from the deck into your X pocket.
Yep.
So Dungeon, boys.
I think it's interesting. I think it's not too much because there are other 2-cost cards that deal 3 damage for the same cost, but this also ensures that you get another card. And so having an extra card in your EX just gives you more options at any time. Yeah,
I don't think it's good in Control Ryu though.
No, definitely not. You're better off for 1 more cost, and you can essentially get at some point in the game for 3 cost 6 damage or anything else. Yeah, that's way better value.
And this is better in a deck with Dungeon.
Yeah,
because it goes in because not many red cards go to the X pocket and then buffs it.
Exactly.
I just don't think I can't see it good in the Jill deck either. Because here's the issue with red, right? Red has the weakest action cards in the game by far. And by giving more mana in the action phase to your opponent, you have the least ability to interact with the game, just naturally, right? Because the way Ryu works as a class. That's why a lot of Ryus are very low action. I believe you run 7, Time Rocker. I know people run down to 6 or 5.
I think I'm at 6 right now. Yeah,
the thing is people really low action counts because giving people, because your spells are unimpactful and you're giving people the ability to play impactful
exactly
spells. So
and you don't want that.
Yeah, that's why I don't think this card's that good. I can see it in Dungeon.
Yeah, but Dungeon, even in Dungeon, it's kind of iffy because I think Spread Shot is still a better card in general, just because you put that with Dungeon, you're gonna get a better spread off. You get more that 1 extra damage.
Well, the thing about this is in the X pocket.
Exactly. So you do get the 4.
Right, so you get the extra buff. You get the extra buff for Dungeon.
Yeah.
So use the extra card that gets buffed by Dungeon, which is important. Because the more cards that get buffed by Dungeon, the more valuable the hero
Yeah.
are.
What's your take, Iowa?
I didn't really like the whole design of this card. I feel that the 2 damage is very low because even Solters is not even played in our current meta, for example. And what I really don't like about this card is it pulls from the deck, which Ryu, can have a tough matchup against Revenge decks. Because Revenge decks, they have 50 cards, Ryu has 30. And then if you're pulling cards from your deck for only 2 damage, you're thinning out your deck, you're going to deck out. And, I kind of agree with you, Time Rocker, Spread Shot's better. There's even that one, 2 mana card that deals 1 damage to, every creature.
Yeah, everyone on the board, yeah.
That one as well. That's way better in Dungeon.
Oh, for
this
sure.
card, I don't really like the design. I don't think that it will be played in high competitive play.
I don't think so either. I think it's a 1 or 2.
It's a 1. It's a 1 for me.
It could be played in Dungeon. So.
Even in Dungeon, I don't think it's that good.
0?
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's kind of lame. Even the picture, even the picture's kind of lame. You put him in the background. I want to see this unicorn guy.
Let's move on.
All right, next one.
It's about DA. So it's a 5 mana 3/5. When exploring, gains +1/+2. I feel like this card is slow.
Truth.
It's slow. Would you play a 5 mana 4? A 5 mana 4/7 isn't that good. So you need to explore twice for it to even be good. So the only way you can even get twice really quickly is if you have this Jill rocket launcher hero art.
Well, this is a green. Yeah. So that's the thing too. It's a green card as well. So
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about in the hybrid deck. That's only the value. It's if you get that, do the hero art, and then I think it's too slow. I think it's a 1-star. Any opposing opinions on this?
No.
I think maybe because if nobody's messed with X too much. I think maybe with X it could be a little better just for survivability reasons. You could throw down a heart tank on him or something like that.
But +1/+2 isn't that much.
Yeah, it's not. It's not huge, but it's kind of iffy. It's really an iffy one. I think it's one of those cards people are gonna have to figure out, see if they can do anything with it first.
Yeah, I feel I'd rather just buff an Iris than buff this guy.
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah,
If you
and-
have an Iris on the field, then yeah, of course.
Yeah. But I'm saying like this is a 5-drop that can test the Iris, the
Yeah.
Iris spot.
Yeah.
So like, would you ever play this over Iris? I would never play this over
No,
Iris.
I don't think anybody would play any
Never.
card over Iris except for maybe HK Chun.
Yeah, so I think let's move on because that card. Okay, the next card is Loyal to the Cause. So, 4 mana gives set +7 HP to a friendly unit. If you have 3 friendly units, this card returns to the X pocket. 4 mana for X hero art. Can we have 4 mana for a Ryu hero art, please?
Yeah, that's pretty. And not to mention, you get to use it again.
Yeah. Let's do that.
I mean, think about the synergy here, especially you drop that with a anything like a Felicia, you instantly have 3 cards on the field no matter what. So
Yeah, so this card is interesting because 4 mana for 7 is good, but you need to have a target in your deck. Let's say you don't get the return effect. Is this card? What do you guys evaluate this card? Plus 4 mana plus 7 health. That's a lot of health. That's an X hero art.
if you, I think using it on its own, not as good as it could be because I think what is it? Isn't there like a 3 cost and it gives you 5 with charge of 2? Am I correct on that? That's the green herb.
Does anyone know green herb? I don't know green herb.
Yeah, that's somewhat close.
I think it's
it
either
does have art charge.
Yeah, I know it's got art charge. I don't know if it's art charge. I think that's to me that's better. Then that would be a little better than this just because that art charge.
Green herb is 3 mana, art charge 1, give 5 HP
Okay.
to it.
I still personally think that's a tiny bit better.
This card.
Yeah, I agree with
This is
that.
like- this
I
is like
like
what
what
card?
Time Rocker said about Felicia with this card. That's real tight.
Yeah, so I mean, you think about it this way: if you can, especially like again, I think this works well in like a more with X than Chun for sure.
Yeah.
Because you get the Felicia out, you drop the charge shot, and then you drop this right as soon as you can after, or if they play an action card to remove something, it doesn't even matter if they're trying to remove your entire board, just get one of your Felicias. Now your Felicia's tanky as heck, and this card's going back to your EX, and you only
Yeah.
spent 2 to use it.
Yeah.
So it's got some interesting synergy, which I like about that. So
I think it'll need more support for it to be good. But I can see it being really powerful. I'm gonna rate it 2 because we don't see all the cards yet.
yeah,
And
and
it might
it's
just
gonna
be
be
one
it's
card.
one of those cards where in certain matchups, if they don't have removals, it's gonna make it so you'll have a card on the field that's just never gonna die.
Yeah. Like in Yonli, like if you just play one of these and you just buff up with Chun-Li, fucking crazy. You
Yeah.
don't have hard removal, that thing's not dying. You're gonna lose. Like you're gonna lose that lane.
Yep.
Let's talk about the other card that does synergize with Unbreakable Bond. Copies a friendly green unit and places it on the field. So it should be an exact copy of whatever minion.
Yeah, it doesn't go into exact details, so we don't really know 100%.
It should be though.
So, and
Just
it
because
also
it's-
doesn't say if it copies a green unit on the field or in your hand, which would be
Oh,
ridiculous.
it's on the field.
Yeah, I would
It's on
imagine
the
so.
field.
I would imagine so. I
If you
can't.
can copy Chun-Li from hand,
That's what I was saying. I
excuse
can't
me?
imagine them doing that.
Excuse me, no.
free 5 cost, 3
So-
cost Chun.
So the scary thing about this card is that you can run one of it in Yon, and in a class with ramp, this card is very scary,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like sometimes, like if they have a hard time clearing one of your boss monsters that you can just copy, now they deal with 2. That's kind of rough for most classes.
Yeah, especially
That's why-
like anything good. I mean, imagine dealing with 2 X's on the field, even just something as simple as like a Chris, you know?
Imagine just copying Iris, a
Yeah.
buffed Iris.
That'd be insane. Have 2 Iris on the field, 2, let's just say 3/9. Like that's insane.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, I think it's a really situational card, but I think it's a good one-up in every green deck.
Yeah, it's
I'm
definitely got
gonna rate
use.
I'm gonna give it a 4 actually.
I agree. It's
I
not
think it's
perfect, but it's good.
It's such a powerful one-up. It's gonna win so many games. Like
Yeah.
it's gonna be so tilting when you lose this card.
I mean, think about it this way. You could even, gosh, God, 2 HK Chuns on the field. I mean, and it's a 5. You got to think about it this way too. I mean, it's a. Well, I guess it wouldn't really do much good on any other. It's got to be a green only deck.
You know
since,
what? You know what the cool interaction with this? You play Chun-Li or any boss monster. They play a ability rate. You change card for 3 mana.
Mm-hmm.
And you basically just negated their.
Exactly. Yeah, so they like you do it against the Wesker. They use Obliterate. Okay, that's fine. I use Unbreakable Bond. I have another one now,
Yeah.
and
That's
it
a
only
cool
cost me
interaction,
3.
actually.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that's cool. I would use one. I think it's a one of. I think it's a really cool.
Yeah.
There's so many good
you
scenarios.
don't want too
with
many because obviously you're not going to use it all the time.
You look like you're disagreeing.
I agree, but I kind of see it a little bit different as far as like counts in the deck. For me, if I was a green player, I'd play this as a 2 or 3x because because I think you could, ramp up to like 8 mana Chun, for example, and then eventually you could play this card and then have 2 of those with threats. Even the 6 mana Chris Redfield, if you have 2 of those on the field, they are just nuts because they're buffing each other.
Yeah, that's where they can be good. Imagine having 3 of them. So
Yeah, I think this gave green a new archetype. I could see it being very powerful.
Copy green.
Copy green. So
Yep.
buff, so it's just a buff deck, and you just copy your buff minion.
Yep, and you can even play Yan Li. Why not? And then once one of those die, you just play a new one.
I think this is scarier with the X heart tank, or because you just make one big guy, you heart tank it, you copy it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That too, yeah. That, I mean, it could even work. I mean, realistically, it could even work in a piercing Chun deck. Now you have 2 piercing combo units or 2 piercing units, massive units on the field, and you can't block anything.
Oh
now.
yeah, that's scary.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
There's a lot of cool things.
This gives options. This gives a lot of new options.
Okay, yeah. You changed my mind. This is a 5-star card. This card might make Chun-Li make green
really? I think
viable.
it's gonna make green viable, just because they don't have to worry about surviving like when they can just copy a card.
Anyways,
busted.
Yeah, let's keep moving on. Let's talk about 4 Eyes. I like this card. This is one of my favorite.
Yeah, this card's interesting.
So it's if you have another friendly purple unit with the MP cost of 4, you get to on the board. You get to seize control. Like you basically mind control an enemy unit with 5 HP or fewer. 4 HP or fewer. And the big thing about this is unreactable. It's just like a Ryu effect. It's like a Ryu minion. I think this card is like actually pretty powerful because like there's so many situations where you just block something with your first 4 drop and then you steal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like it's really powerful. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know.
No, I 100% agree.
Huh?
I said I 100% agree.
I think it's 5. If this archetype's real, I think it's 5-star. I just don't know if we have.
We just good for sure. Because I mean, now not only do you have to deal with like something like an Ibuki on the field, but now you have this other unit that just got taken from you.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it could also hurt because
you can play with Ibuki because you need the 4-cost unit deck.
Does it have to be exactly 4?
Yeah, exactly 4.
Okay.
So it'll be its own. In the 4, they have like the 2/8 unblockable. The 3/9.
So you got like what the
crazy
Remy. What else is there?
Yeah. There's like those crazy in the new one we're about to see.
Yeah.
Those I think this card makes the archetype. This card's the most powerful one of the group.
Yeah, it's definitely good.
100%.
You're stealing a card. It's basically a free, cheap mind control. Or yeah.
It's situational, but you can control the situation.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like imagine
the only drawback is it's random. So if you're 4 HP or fewer, so yeah, I guess you can control it to more of an extent.
You can control it a lot.
Yeah.
Like let's say you block a Iris, it hits twice. Now it's a 1/3. You steal it.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're getting the mana ramp. That's scary.
Yeah.
I rate it 4 just because I don't know the 4 MP cost deck is better than the normal purple deck. Because
I agree with 4.
Resonate's still really powerful and broken.
Yeah, 4 sounds about right. It could be better and it could be a little bit not as good, and we don't know yet.
The next card, it's New Generation Reploid, and it reads, select 1 card from all of the other cards obtained with Explore during this battle and put it in the X pocket. So it's half a Genesis with no MP reduction. So, what do you guys think? Because I have an idea with this card.
Well, in my current purple deck, I already have filler slots. Like, I have Power Grab in my deck, and I don't want to play Power Grab. I put a lot of value into 1 mana cards in Resonate because you're just paying 1 mana for a Resonate trigger. So I definitely would trade out Power Grabs for this card.
What do you think, Tom Rocker?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because that way you can get Resonate a lot faster, cheaper, and then especially if you've got a lot of other one-cost Explorer cards, that's just more one-cost cards you have to make Resonate that much easier to get.
See, I have a different idea. Hear me out. Red, purple, control. It uses all this this only targets rocket launcher.
Interesting.
Because it's a 1 mana. This is a 1 mana hero art. It's a really powerful hero art.
Well, no, it doesn't. Well, it doesn't make it 1 mana. I mean.
No, but it's a 1 mana hero art. The hero art of Jill is to add it to your hand.
Correct. That's yeah. Okay, so, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Yeah,
so
yeah.
You're paying 1 mana for the 17. No. But you pay 1 mana to just activate that hero.
Yeah, and that could do a lot of damage. Because really, when you look at any red deck anyway, like if you look at a Ryu, what are the cards that are above 5 anyway that most of them are running? There's the Ryu. Yeah. You have the Lady and Rathalos. That's it. Everything else is 5 or below.
Yeah. That's just and then you have halts, you have foresights and crazy.
Yeah,
crazy cards.
Like just take out something like you don't need sneak attack or headshot anymore or something like that. And then most people are not going to run more than what one or two or sorry a maximum of 3 shields unless they're all green. So
yeah. The other thing is like you can play it with you can just use the Jill hero art and use the 4 mana package from purple and then have rocket launchers with that.
Now you have 2 of them, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah. So like every time after your first rocket launcher, you play this and burn your opponent out because those rocket launchers are going to kill you pretty quickly.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If you get to you get to speed up your rocket launchers with this card, I think it's actually a scary deck. Are you guys sold or am I like stretching?
I'm sold.
Yeah, I think
you can play the gates.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's good for sure. I mean, if you just have to get it to work and. So, I mean, I would, if I was doing that, I would literally just trade out a few of my, I would just don't even have to change anything out. I would just get rid of a couple of my face cards, replace them with a few minions. The cards that are over 5, just replace them with this card here. Play Jill like I'm playing Ryu, and just
blow shit up.
Yeah, that's basically it. Now I have 10 damage to the face, Shinko Hookans almost.
Anyways, let's move on to the next card. I'm agreeing everyone agrees that's a 5-star, potentially. Pitfall Trap. 2 mana. If your Explore current is 3 or higher, inflict halt on an enemy for 16 seconds. That's like that's over 1.5 attack phase.
Yeah.
I just don't know how you're going to get your Explore count that high as purple. I don't even think you want to explore that much.
It depends. I mean, are you already wrecking face with Jury?
You know what? How about that red-purple deck we're talking about?
That's true.
I'd be down in that deck,
you could throw that, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's situational. You might run 1, but, 16-second halt is pretty nice. And then you rocket launcher afterwards.
Yeah, for just 2 mana, I'm sold.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
you need to explore 3 times. And you're only exploring rocket launchers, though. Because you don't want to get anything but rocket launcher. So that's like the iffy thing.
Yeah, so I mean, if you're doing rocket launcher anyway, though, it's not going to take too long to get it. So I mean, most games usually you get
3
2.
hero arcs take a long time.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not as good.
That's true because you're using the other purple card that's not counted as an explorer.
Yeah, if it did, it would be super fast. But I think that's too slow, actually. I don't know. I can't see it. Maybe. I just think it does have potential. It's also a rare, and rare cards in the game usually are bad. Sorry, that's like a weird analysis.
It's like 3 out of 5. It's iffy.
I think it's 1. I can't see it. I can't see any way I can build a deck that makes me want to play this card.
I'll just throw in a 2, just to kind of be the middle guy.
Alright. Let's move on to the next card. How do you say this card? Basil Geese?
I guess it's supposed to be like Beetlejuice, so like basil juice.
Okay. We don't have our Monster Hunter,
Oh, I know.
specialist here. Sorry, guys. Shepard's gonna be out for next 2-3 episodes, so it's just me and the guys. Sorry if you guys love Shepard and you're here for Shepard, but
on your channel for Shepard. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, you guys just got me for the next couple of weeks. All right, so it's a 8 mana 3/7 flight. When placed on the field, if your explore count is 3 or higher, destroy one random enemy unit with an MP cost of 5. So here's my problem with this card. It's really powerful. Also, it's when placed on the field. So you can also, when you arrow this card, it will have that effect too.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this card could have potential to replace Devil Joe.
I completely agree with that, because especially like think about it, black other than what Crow doesn't and what Relento really doesn't have any flight, and this is a unit that, and all those units with flight, they die fast. They have like very little health, or they get to sacrifice health. This one sacrifices nothing. It's got a lot of survivability, and you're gonna instantly be able to remove something as long as you explore. And I can see in this current meta, black is basically the draw the game out deck a lot of times, so they're gonna have plenty of time to explore whatever they need. Them getting to 3 isn't too much of a problem.
The one thing I don't like about this card is that this cements Black's problem more is the fact that you can't deal with big units.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. I feel like they should address that issue. They should have tech to deal with that.
I feel like that's what they're going for, though. I think they're trying to make Black this. They're gonna have these really small, weak units that have a cool ability, and then these massive beasts. They're kind of on one side of the spectrum. They're not really...
but how do you clear anything more than 6 mana? Everything's 5 MP or less, right? That's the issue with Black, is that you can't deal with big units.
Yeah.
And while I think that it's okay to have classes to have weakness, I don't think it's okay for such a huge weakness with only like one counter, like obliteration, right? Every class should have some counters to each other, counterplay to each other. Or else you make the game like just a matchup. It's like rock, paper, scissors, you know?
I think units like this are designed to be more of a target for hero arts more than anything else. Yeah. I think that's what their thought process is we'll make these big units and you're expected to use your hero art on them because it takes so long to get them out or whatever. So kind of the same thing generally to get this out, you're going to play a hero art, you're usually not going to drop it.
Yeah. This is mostly for Uro.
Oh, definitely.
You're right. But I don't know if it's like, I'd rather it be more, I wish it hit like, instead of 5 MP or less, I wish it 5 health or something.
I don't know. I think 5 MP is better, in my opinion, but...
No, I agree, but I think it needs to have... a limit. I feel like Black has a weakness, and they aren't addressing that weakness. I'm not sure if that's intentional or not.
Yeah, hard to say. I don't know. I think they're... I don't know.
Yeah. I'm going to rate this card at 4, just because it has a good chance of replacing Devil.
Yeah, I agree with the 4, for sure.
Yep.
Maybe 5. Maybe 5. It could be a 5. What do you think, Iowa? I did not.
Yeah. No, this card, like, I like it. It's instantly a 2-for-1. It's already flight, so it's really difficult to deal with. Any cards it kills also would just feed into its value that you get, and that's what Devil Ho does. Yeah. He eats up a bunch of cards, and that's how you get the value from him. While this card is an 8-mana card, I do see people playing this card to just eat up like Iris, for example.
Yeah.
So.
Whoa, wait. Iris is played early in the game, and you need an explore count of 3.
Oh, you need an explore count of 3? Okay, I didn't.
Yeah. That's kind of the catch there.
That's the catcher. Okay.
So this card's really slow.
If it didn't need an explore count, this card would be a legendary straight up.
Yeah.
Okay.
This card is a explore count of 3. Yeah. And like right now, the black cards don't have that many good explore. I mean, we're about to see a really good one. But in general, like throughout everything else, besides this card we're about to see, let's just show this card. Jada, High Noble.
Legendary.
7 mana, 3/6. Victory, explore for Salvation of Souls. Can we show them Salvation of Souls?
Yep, right there.
All right. Salvation of Souls is pretty busted. It reads, select one friendly... Just a little bit. So select one friendly unit. All other units on the field become 2/2. And for each unit change, the selected unit gains +1/+1. So this card does address Black's weakness of not being able to beat big units, because you just make them 2/2.
Yep.
7 mana, 3/6 victory is kind of slow, but the effect is insane.
Yeah, I think that's the point of it being slow, is because it's not a super powerful card, but if it gets the victory, it gives you a crazy card.
Yeah, I think this card is pretty powerful.
I don't think victory too hard to trigger because you can
No.
You played it
essentially just
defensively.
block.
Yeah.
You play defensively, yeah. You're not
so
trying to.
I think this is definitely a card where I think in tandem with the previous card we were looking at, with that Jada card, where you'd use the other one to remove units off the field, and then this Jada card here will basically kind of it's one you'll actually want to play from your hand.
Yeah. The other thing is just in DD, right? Let's say DD. You play a lot of like two attack units, and eventually you just chip things down into range for this card.
Yeah.
And then you just block with it and set it up. It's not that hard to set up in zombie.
And you got to think of it this way too. If you're using Salvation of Souls on the Jetta card itself, it's gonna get another victory.
Yeah, most definitely.
Oh, that's right.
So you're gonna most likely you're gonna at least pull this card 3 times. I would imagine.
Oh, that's so gross. I didn't think of it that way.
Yeah, because you're gonna
God.
and if not more, because you got to think about it. So if you use this, your Jetta's gonna get whatever damage he takes there, but then you're gonna use this and get the buff. So
you know what the cool counterplay with this card is? Now your opponent can't play cards in that lane unless they're perfect blocking Jetta.
Mm-hmm.
Well, even if they perfect block it, they'll still miss time because they have to play the blocker and you can still trigger the action.
Yeah, but if you play it, like if they block, there's a point where you block right, you can't, like there's no way you can do anything.
Yeah, you'd sort of have to do it preemptively, like expecting something to come down.
Yeah,
but
I
a lot of
agree
people
with you.
don't have that timing still.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is like a lot of players don't have that timing still, so they will play it even though it looks like a perfect block. You still have the
but
action.
But if you get the perfect block off, that's it. Like if you don't get that perfect block on, that thing's scary. That thing's gonna like.
Yeah.
I honestly like that's
easy.
probably one of the best combos / victory and explore cards in the game.
Because I already do this type of similar play. What we're talking about, putting like Souls of Salvation onto Jetta. I do that on Iris when I'm playing against Wesker because they'll have the Tyrant.
Yeah.
So a lot of my games and my streams, you'll see that, I play Rathalos, have Iris in lane, she's my first play, and I'm hovering the 2-mana buff. If they perfect block with Tyrant, then I lose my Iris.
Yeah.
But when they try to perfect block, I always get the action off.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's because they don't have the timing or there is a timing that you can play the action,
I think that they just don't have the timing. I've tested this with various like high level players.
Yeah, and I've even had it too where I was gonna block a Iris, and then they luckily had what they needed. But I got my Tyrant down, and they were ready and played the buff. Like literally, they were about to smash into each other.
Yeah, I usually do it to the point where the moment I drop it, they already play the spell, so it bounces to my hand.
Yeah,
it doesn't actually play the card. That's what happens when I play it. Anyways, let's move on. We're getting a little short on time.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, Nikolai, do you know Zayf? So it's a 4-mana 2/9. When played, send a random card from your hand or X pocket to the graveyard. I think it's okay. It's like a worse Wheelgater. The effect is better because you can unclog your dead hand as like DD or something. And you can still play your like Salvation, like Gathering of Souls and stuff. Because you play your good cards before you playing this card down. I would rate it a 3. I don't know. I don't think there's much to talk about this card. I think you might play it a 1 or 2 up depending on your
deck. It's just situational. It's not bad, but it's just situational.
I run 2 right now in the current DD just because you brick so much and just unbricks a card from 2 cards from your hand. Because there's so many times you draw 3 obliterates other situational cards and it just helps you fix those hands. Do you want to go bring up the video?
Is that the last card?
Time
Yeah,
Rocker?
that is the last card. Okay.
Yeah.
The video? Yeah, let me bring that up here.
Bring up that video.
This new bad boy. So, should I just play it for you guys?
Yeah, just play
This is new trailer that just got released, a bunch of new cards. We'll watch the trailer and then we'll watch the whole thing go through and then we'll discuss the cards afterwards.
TEPPEN.
Is your audio on for the video?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's on.
Okay. You need to fix the frame for the video. They can't see it.
Wait, really?
Oh, wait, never mind. It's fine. it was looking weird. It was looking first because of the way they zoomed in for that card.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. These cards are really powerful though. Like,
I mean, these are definitely the legendaries for sure.
Yeah, I don't like how the legendaries are so powerful. It's gonna make the set so expensive.
Yeah, I didn't even see these cards until like just a few minutes before the stream.
Yeah, they just released it
my
today,
goodness.
so.
Yeah.
I was shook.
Yeah.
These cards are just so much better than what they've shown so far. It's
I mean,
ridiculous.
we just saw Jada, and I don't think any of us could beat that. That card's busted.
Yeah, Jada's really good.
For sure.
Yeah, some of those. I think some of them are a little bit more situational, and we're about to. Well, we will. But yeah. Tell me when you're done with the videos done.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
Rocket.
I just saw Hunk's on-play graphic and it looks so sweet.
Yeah, it's cool.
I know. It's pretty sick.
Nemesis, you crazy bastard. That's gonna be a nasty card, man. That's a fun card.
I don't even know.
Yeah, Living Death is so interesting too.
Living Death is broken. I actually think it's crazy.
Yeah, it adds a fun factor in my opinion too a little bit. All right,
No,
so
it's not. It's easily controlled. It's actually busted.
yeah. All right, let's see here. All right, so we're gonna go to talk about the first card here.
Yeah, let's talk about Jill, Seeker of Truth. As you saw from the video, it's one explorer gain these abilities in order shown. So the first time you explore is Veil, the second time is Combo, and third time is Forge. So I think it's important to explore immediately after because the Veil makes it really right. You can't DD it, you can't Hadoken it, you can't use Obliterate on it. So that's the first thing is like. So the first time I like the Veil effect.
Yeah.
The second time that combo gets scary though. And then the third time, oh, it's gonna win the game.
Remember when we were talking about you were talking about that purple red Jill deck? Here you go.
Yeah. Well, actually, that I don't think fits in that deck because it's way too slow. Unless you save 3 hero art, it's spam them.
Well,
back
no,
to
because
back to back.
it's only when you explore, so it's not.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you'd actually want to drop it before your first hero art goes out, or drop it and then
You
pop
see,
your
but
hero art.
But you rather play a deck in a deck where you hero art
Where you
more
can get them really
often.
quick as well, yeah.
Yeah. So you want to play this. You want to hero art immediately so they can touch it. So you want to play that really quick. They can't touch it, and then you drop like more explore cards, like the 3/5, 4 mana 3/5 explorer shield and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
and this would be. I mean, this would actually make the Jill possibly a little more viable with something like this as well. Even just
she's
an all
the
red,
win.
even just an all red Jill.
She only fits in the all red Jill.
Yeah, pretty much, because Ryu's not going to explore, and neither is Wrath.
Yeah, I think she's by far she's the win con of the
Yeah,
deck.
but she's a good card. It's just solid.
I think she's a good card. I think I'm gonna rate her. I would rate her a 3 or 4 because I don't see the deck. I can't visualize the deck that she fits in because there's just not that many good red explore cards.
That's
Like,
a very good point.
Right? Like the other cards you need to explore are like kind of underwhelming. I might be underrating it.
Yeah, it's hard to
but it
say.
might be-
I mean, with the shield card now, I mean,
I feel like it's the Routh effect, where like Routh is really insane.
yeah, we can
when
just
you
get that
draw.
combo and +4 attack much faster.
Yeah, but if you don't get like I don't know, it's like a legendary, right? It's like it's one of those legendaries. Like if you draw it, your deck's insane. If you don't draw it, your deck is garbage. I don't like that.
Yeah, you have to have other
I can't
things to
see-
complement it. You have to have other things that get the value out of those explorers as well.
Do you disagree, Iowa?
No, I agree with you guys, but I do think that this card is still good, and I would put it not on the same plane as Heavenly Kicks Chun, but a little bit close to it, just because it's a 5 mana and it can get out of control.
Yeah,
And
it's a
then
build
you
around
can't
card
deal
though.
with it.
It's a build around card though. It's different. You jump Chun-Li in any deck, and it's good. This card you need to build a deck around it.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
And
I do think that it's still hard to deal with, and Heavenly Kicks Chun is hard to deal with as well.
Yeah, I just don't see it. I just can't see the deck that it's built around. That's my issue.
I agree with that.
I just can't see it. If you can't build a deck around this card, then this card's weak. Because 2/9 BL isn't that strong. Right. You have to get it to the combo phase. So you need to explore a deck that explores twice.
Yeah, you gotta go
really
twice,
quickly.
yeah.
I don't see the deck.
Yeah, well, red does have 6 cards that you can put in a deck for 1 mana. You can force one of your units to explore again.
Yeah, I know that, but you need to have that card on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's like maybe I'm underestimating how easy it is to explore, but right now
I mean,
I'm
most
kind of
explorers are either on damage or like on victory, or they're just you play something and you explore. That's what,
no,
that's
a lot
what
of them
most
are
of
on
reds
death.
are. So.
A lot of them on death too.
Yeah.
The on death ones make it hard.
Yeah, that's what makes those ones that make it harder. But ones like Mikhail or like what is it, the guy one
Yeah.
that or you just drop something and boom, you get it.
Yeah. Anyways, you want to move on? I
Yeah,
think
go to
let's
the
say
next one
3,
here.
4. The next card is State of Nothingness. Give a friendly unit. Sorry, are you on the card?
Yeah.
State of Nothingness gives a unit +1 attack for each time you use an action card during this battle. This thing is like the Wrath hero art.
Yeah,
without
it literally is Wrath. That is a Wrath card if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, that's gonna look really nice on Wrath. You know, you do this on your minion, then you Wrath afterwards,
Mm-hmm.
and then this adds. I mean, 2 mana, gain 3 attack. That's pretty good. You know,
If not more.
it's good. Yeah.
Imagine using that like, okay, they killed 2 of your guys. Oh, cool. Now I just made my guy. I just use this and then use Wrath Awoken. Oh, look, my guy's like 26 now. Oh, fantastic. I win.
Yeah, I think it's pretty scary.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts. I mean, in a Wrath deck, it's a 5 out of 5.
Yeah, I think it's a 5
Most
out of 5 card.
definitely.
Yeah.
I think this
Every
card's
other
close.
deck, not good, but 5 out of 5 in a Wrath deck for sure.
Yeah, it's just the fact that it fits in the archetype so well.
Oh yeah, that deck ain't going nowhere. It's not even changing.
All right, let's move. Well, it changed with this one card.
Seregios,
Oh yeah.
the 1/6 flight combo.
Yeah, I think that
card's
card goes.
nuts.
I don't think that card though.
I think it's good.
Personal.
It's just easy to take out though.
Yeah, I just don't like it in Wrath because it can't trade, and Wrath is about trading and winning the board, then kill.
Yeah.
It doesn't fit. I feel like it doesn't fit the Wrath game, but I feel like that is more of a dive bomb card. Anyways, let's talk about General Reploid Leader. This is an interesting card.
Yeah. So I got it
So-
up there.
Yeah, 7 mana, 3/5. Spillover victory. Explore for Repliforce and Repliforce. Let's look at Repliforce.
It's the next one here.
It's gives 1+1/+5 to all units for 2 mana.
It's ridiculous.
This card justifies Genesis. This card justifies Genesis easy.
Yeah.
You just play ramp. You play this card and Genesis.
Well, the
back.
thing is, how are you gonna play Genesis though? That's a set to get that card. You got to play a 7 cost unit. You can't get Genesis.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah,
I'm
you wouldn't be able
stupid.
to do it.
Sad now.
I mean, technically you could. You would somehow have to get really, really, really lucky. With,
Yeah. That's a 3 mana card that adds a card to your hand and caps it.
Yeah, but that'd be ridiculous.
RNG gods, please.
Yeah, I mean, you could do it, but
Nah, you're right. You're right. It's bad.
yeah.
So the way I think Spillover works, it won't activate victory. So it needs to kill the minion itself.
You know what? I think in the video it shows it spillover getting it.
Oh.
Let me double check here.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he gets it on spillover. No, I'm sorry. No, he does take out that center Felicia, then he gets it.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I
Okay,
think
yeah.
it doesn't work. The way the Spillover is worded right now, it doesn't get it.
I mean, hey, you could potentially use that in some. I mean, that's going to be a fun card to use in a Mimi Ouroboros deck.
I think this card will be just put in mono green. Seems really busted.
Yeah, that's and the card's not going to stay on the field long. It's not, and I think that's a good choice.
Well, no, because you're gonna play this and give it 5 more health. after you get this victory.
Yeah, but and the thing is too is like you really have to play and you got to make sure you kill whatever it is right away.
No, because you play this, you do the perfect block thing.
That's what I mean. You'd have to do the block, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like I feel like you perfect block with this, then you buff it, then your opponent is very,
Yeah.
very, very, very sad. Like super sad. So the 4-9 spillover, 4-10 spillover is kind of busted.
Yeah, and then you play you play Jada's card, and then everything goes back to 2-2.
I think it's good in a
No, it's good. It's solid.
What do you think, Iowa?
I think it's a great card. As soon as you play it, it's an instant threat, and then you can just keep buffing it. So it kind of falls in the same line as we were talking about Jada, how that card was good because it could eat up a bunch of cards. So I see this card, while being a 7-mana card as well, it could be Mono Green's Jada.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
I mean,
Let's talk about So 5-star card. Let's talk about A-Trans.
it is where you at? There you are. All right. Pause
So
it here.
A-Trans is a 1-mana card. Copies the cards in your X pocket and return them to the top of your deck and random. So let's say you just played your Reploid, that last card. You add it to your X pocket, and let's shuffle more into the top of your deck. So you draw immediately. I don't know. Sounds kind of good.
Yeah, it's
I
one
think it's
cost.
just I think it's really situational. So it only fits in a green explorer deck, right? Because that's the only way you add stuff to your X pocket. I don't know. I don't know how I evaluate this card. Do you think a green explorer deck is viable, Iowa?
I think it's viable, yeah. Have you guys do you guys remember the little dinosaur that's like a 4-mana and has like a baby egg?
Oh, the one that
and it
adds
gives
agility?
Oh yeah.
I think agility is nuts, especially in green.
I agree.
Yeah,
That's what I'm-
agility for 2 is crazy.
No, it's 1 mana.
Is it,
plus
it's 1, you're
plus
right.
one.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
It's
It is
1 mana agility, and it gives +1 for some reason on top of that.
Yeah, it's that card's ridiculous.
So you could just give all of your units agility for a very long time.
The issue is you have to hold it.
You could try to sculpt it, if you ratio it out very well, you could make it the odds like come sooner.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Let's say 4 mana, 4 stars, because here's the thing. Right? You have to it's a 1 of in your deck.
Yeah, you
it's
only
not
get
3
one.
of. You get 1 of, so you're not gonna hold for it. So you're gonna have to get that situation where you have to have your explorer have the mana and then want to copy it. I think it will go in the deck. I don't think it'll be a build around. I think it's just something where you naturally explore cards and you're like, oh, these are busted. I'm gonna throw. But I don't think it's gonna be like deck defining. I think it's just a boost to that deck.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right, we got 4 more cards. Let's go on to the next one. Hunk the Grim Reaper. It doesn't have the style. It's a 4-mana 2/2 shield. When a friendly purple unit dies, gains +1/+1 in shield. I think this card's okay. I think it fits in that 4-mana purple deck.
I think that's the whole point of it.
Yeah, but I don't think it defines the deck. I think you just play it. I think it's a support card rather than a deck definer like Jill.
Because to get good value out of this card, I mean, you get the extra shield, so I feel like you have to at least have 2 purple units die to really get full value out of this thing. But and then at that point though, you also do get the shield. So because it starts with a shield, you have a 2/2 shield, and now you have a 3/3 shield.
What do you think, Iowa?
I think it's 4 mana I feel is kind of like not too little but not too much for being a card. But if you pay 4 mana for this type of ability, the most value you get is like 5 damage and then 5 toughness on board.
See, I see it differently. I think so assuming we get 1 more 4-cost unit, because we don't have enough right now to make the deck justify it. Let's say you play your 3/8 and you see it's about to die in the trade, and right when it's about to die, you just drop this, kind of like how you drop Birkin for trades. So then you get a 3/3 double shield.
I don't see it valuable as a 4-mana card, and especially as a 1x, because it can make your deck a little bit inconsistent. And
Well,
then that's kind of betting that your unit will die in a matchup, where you kind of want to keep up the tempo.
Yeah, I just think that, because you have stuff like 4 Eyes that are gonna die really easy after a steal.
Yeah, but this card is not like it doesn't change the tide of the game.
I
And
think
it
you
doesn't help you stay in.
yeah. I think you definitely play it just to increase the amount of forecast units because we don't have enough right now. But I don't think
That's
it's
a good point.
I don't think it makes the deck though. But I think it definitely would play in that deck if that
That's a
deck
very
is.
good point. Yeah. No, I agree with
think-
that.
I think
It's just
two.
a basic solid. It's just a basic card. Nothing super
I'm,
fancy.
I'm gonna give it a 3 just because it has it will just go in the deck.
Yeah, it's one of those. I think it'll get better with time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
kind of
let's-
wish it wasn't a legendary though. You know.
I wish it wasn't either.
Yeah, if it was
I
if it was
think-
like an epic or something.
I actually think it's stronger than we're expecting it to be. Just because the reason they made that legendary, it must be like some powerful in testing. I think we're
That's a
actually.
good point.
Yeah, I feel like we're under evaluating it. I think it's a 3 or 4
I
actually.
mean, I was just thinking about this too. I mean, you also have, since you're gonna have halts, think about as well that you also have those one cost like Ada cards that you can literally just drop to throw away just to get like something
Yeah.
to free die. Especially if something's left
Yeah.
on 1 health. I mean, there are a couple
This
cards
is-
you can get value out of. So just remove what you want to kill, drop Ada in front to remove it, and then now Ada is not only dead, you killed the other units on the field aside from the one you wanted dead, and this guy gets a buff. So there's some interesting things
Yeah.
you could do with it.
Yeah, it's also good with like follow up to adjuster or something.
Yeah.
It would need a lot of experimenting.
Yeah.
And it might not be good this, but it might be good when we get more cards in coming sets too.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna have potential.
It's a potential card.
Okay, I want. You want to read this next card? The Monstrous Virus. I know you hyped this card.
Sure. Monstrous Virus gives your purple element hero immune to damage for 30 seconds and immune to life sacrifice effects for 30 seconds. After these 30 seconds, you lose the game. Yeah, this card is really sick. I think it's double trigger on a card. And it's essentially 3 rounds of damage. So 30 seconds is 3 times the attack lines like trade through. So as long as you win the game in that 30 seconds, I feel this card is amazing. It's only 2 mana, and I could see myself playing this in mono purple. I love it. It's fantastic.
I
I think it's a little toxic though.
I see it a little different than you do. I agree that it's powerful. I'm not sure if it'll be consistent in where like it'll clog your hand. Number 1, which is a problem with purple, and number 2 is that let's say you play this at 10 mana, you go to 8, and then 30 seconds is 10 mana, 10 mana, but you don't get the last mana because on the last mana you're dead. So you technically have 17 mana. 8 plus 7. You have 8 plus 9. So you have 17 mana to kill your opponent. I don't know how viable that is if you have an empty. So I think it's only good if you already have a minion on board and you're about to die, which is a really niche scenario, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for purple for sure. Because purple, you're either gonna win or you're gonna lose.
Right. So realistically, you drop this, you play Buki, you drop this, or something like that. I don't know. What do you think, Iowa? With that in mind.
With that in mind, I do find myself when I play purple, I do feel that if I don't have Jester on board, like if I'm playing like a Buki, my life does get threatened, especially if I don't draw the halts. You
Yeah.
can't always control all 3 lanes. Sometimes you have to control
Yeah.
the lane in front of a Buki. So I feel this card allows you to ignore situations like that. I do think that the situation where a purple player is being threatened on the other 2 lanes of death comes up often. And I like that this card is essentially, it gives a backbone for you to play more hidden intents in your deck.
Ooh, that's true.
Because you're killing yourself to negate very important cards in the game. But if you have this card and you draw into it, which purple draws a lot, then you can essentially negate all that drawback of cutting yourself half-life 3 times in a game, and you have 30 seconds to close out the game, which I think is completely possible.
Yeah, I think it'll be take some time testing. I'm sure you value it at 5. I value it closer to a 3 or 2. I think it needs more testing. I understand your point. I'm not sure how much that situation will occur. It's something we need to test, right? You know what I mean?
No, I 100% agree with you.
Yeah, it's because it's so different. So
Yeah, it's so foreign. Like,
yeah,
it could just be the next. What's the black legendary for 2?
Black
could be
legendary for 2.
Like that card. You know what I'm talking about? The one that like buffs your guy by like 20 attack, and then if that guy dies,
Oh,
you die.
yeah. Blood Destiny.
Destiny. Yeah, Blood Destiny.
Yeah, I feel like this could be the next Blood Destiny. It feels like
I don't think I've ever seen anybody win with that yet. So let's hope, let's hope
Blood
not.
Destiny, I see this card. I'm like, it's an all-in situation. If it works, good. If it doesn't, you die. That's how I
feel
see
like
it.
this is a card that's really good. If you already know you're gonna lose, it at least gives you a little bit longer of a chance to maybe do something.
Yeah, dude, my logic is like, we're playing to win, not to lose. You know?
No, I know, but if you find yourself in a situation where like you already know you're like you can't win this, but you have the opportunity to maybe, because maybe you're both low. It's hard to say. I think for the current meta, this isn't designed for that. I think this is designed for a new style.
Yeah, and let me throw one more point out there, because like, can you imagine this card being played in the purple mirror? Like, what if that 30 seconds buys you everything you need?
This card's busted in the purple mirror. I'm not saying
Exactly.
that. I'm saying like that's one matchup in 5. You know, like you're already taking mind control, which is not like in other matchups, and now you're taking this too. Like I don't know. I don't want to take that many cards for the mirror.
No, I agree with that. No, that makes complete sense. I've actually been wanting to take out Brainwash in the current meta because I haven't been seeing a lot of Rakdos or purple.
Yeah.
So
let's move on to the next card. But we'll agree to disagree here.
Yeah, most definitely.
5 mana, Nemesis T-type. 5 mana, 1/8. When played, gains +1/+1 for each time this card has been placed on the field during this battle, and death returns self to the X pocket. So 1/8. How many times do you have to play this card for it to be good? Because 5 mana 1/8, it's kind
I
of
would
like
say 3 times probably.
5 mana 1/8 slow though, and you have zombies.
Yeah.
Why do I want? I think this card's looks cool. It's a cool effect. I think it's too slow, personally.
Yeah, you really have to be ahead the whole game to really keep playing this over and over and over.
At that point, why are you not playing any other card?
Right?
Why are you playing Blood Destiny?
Right? Not to mention, all you gotta
pretty-
do is seal this card and it's garbage.
I mean, look.
Oh, that's true. That would suck.
You seal this
Even-
and the card's dead. It's basically just trash.
So 5 mana 1/8 is understated. 5 mana 2/9 is still understated. 5 mana 3/11. I mean, sorry, no. 5 mana 3/10 is like good, decent, above average, slightly above average, and then you have to play it 4 times for it to be good. I don't know. That feels so bad. This
Yeah,
is
to me
20
it feels
mana
like 3
investment.
times. The third time I think makes it good. 'Cause
3/10.
I just compare it to say like something like a BB Hood, which is gonna be like a 2 or not BB Hood. Sorry, Lady.
Sorry, I compare it to Wheel Gator plus
There you go.
Heartless Experiment for 4/10, and I was just like, that's 5 mana, cost me 4 life. I don't have to go through that.
Yeah.
You know, like that's how I see it. Like, so I need the 4th one to make me justify, because that's a 4/11. That's slightly better than the Wheel Gator.
So I mean, think about it this way though too. You also have the card which could come in handy. Do the I forget the name of it, where it's you pay, what is it, 3, or you remove 3 cards from your deck, add Revenge. So then you can give Revenge to this card. So I don't know if it goes back to your EX pocket and you get a Revenge one of it.
No, it shouldn't go to the grave. I mean, if you can do it this card.
Because if it's Death gets Revenge and returns to EX pocket, so I don't know how that works.
And either way, you wouldn't play that card on a legendary and build a deck.
I'd just be curious. I'm curious how that would work out.
Yeah.
Because then you'd get
know.
because there's no 5 or I guess there's a 5. How much do they drop to? 2? The 5 cost Revenge units?
Yeah, I just don't see. I mean, I can see this in a deck. Oh, you know where I do see this card? In a deck where it's like you play all the mill cards, and then this is your like final, like never ending. But like you need to have a lot of more better mill cards that give you a lot of the tempo, you know?
Yeah.
To survive with this at the end. I don't know. I think it's trash right now. I think it has potential if we have a lot more mill cards, but right now I think it's a 1/5.
Yeah, it's also in the color where you have Revenge, so you don't really need to bring back a whole bunch of units. The archetype already does that itself.
Yeah.
So Revenge decks don't need this card.
Yeah. If it was a red card, I would reevaluate it.
Definitely. Ryu would love this card.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Not to mention, you can just be killed with Dark Destruction.
That's true. Well, then it go back to your hand.
Yeah, easy to remove it. So yeah, right.
All right, let's talk about the last card, Living Death.
There it is.
Removes all units from play. Your opponent's 3 units in your respective graveyards to the field. This card's really good in a zombie deck because you actually control what goes into your graveyard because they go back because the revenge cards go back into your deck. So like, it's just weird because you have to play early game before your revenge unit coming back. But then if you play early game, then you're not getting all the value you can get. You know. I think it's. I don't know.
I think
it's a hard card.
I honestly don't think it's that good. I mean, it's a fun type card, but like against any kind of decks that you're playing against where they're dropping big units, you're just gonna screw yourself. Because if all they get is big units on the field and all you get is little weak zombies, you're gonna be so screwed.
Imagine giving your opponent 2 Ibukis.
Yeah, you get 2 Ibuki, or you get like a bunch of Chuns, or you bring back Ryu or Rathlos, or any of those big things.
Yeah, this card really is only good in decks with a lot of like low cost units, which is like what Black is targeting with the like 5 or less MP effects.
So I feel like this. I feel like the opposite. I feel like this benefits from you having a bunch of big cards in your graveyard.
No, I mean your opponent.
Oh, your opponent. Yeah. Your opponent would have to have small cards, and you would have to have big cards. Like this is the kind of thing you want to play in a big monster deck.
Yeah, because against purple, you're just re-putting the cards on the field. Like you kill that Buki, but that's the only thing in the grave.
But again, new purple might be those 4-cost cards and lower. So
maybe. And those don't get the buffs.
Yeah. Like against red, it's just mediocre, nothing fancy. Red's gonna maybe get a few rush cards or something out of it.
I think it's not good in the matchups that you don't like. So cards like this that are really situational are good if it's against your bad matchup, but this only works against your good matchups. So I think this card will see play. Yeah. I also think this is a 1 or 2. I think it's not that strong.
I mean, you could also combo that with False Throne as well, so it might be interesting with that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that this is the first card that removes units. You know, we haven't seen that mechanic yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, completely from play, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so it doesn't go to the grave?
No, it doesn't go to the grave.
Yeah, it just says removes them.
Oh,
yeah,
okay. So that changes. That changes because you kill the Ibuki, that doesn't come back.
Correct. Yeah, you didn't know that?
I didn't know that. That's tight. Never mind. This card might be good just because.
Yeah, and you can play false.
No. I'm not joking. Like we run 3 obliterate to hate on purple. You tell me I can run a 4th one?
That's a good point. Yeah, it's kind of like a 2 more mana obliterate, but it's the whole board,
yeah.
And then you get units back to start ramming them over.
Mm-hmm.
This card's good. Never mind. This card's good. I think everything I said.
One thing changes it.
But
it's true though, because one thing changes to how the card actually works, right?
No, most definitely, yeah.
I mean, you're essentially getting possibly a 4/4, like a 4-cost obliterate if there's 2 units on the field, or a 2.6 obliterate if there's 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it.
This card can be 6 mana too, because purple plays a lot of actions.
Yeah.
So you're only spending 6 mana.
I'm gonna evaluate this as a 4 now, just because of 4. Just because you tech it to be because you hate purple as Wesker.
No, I like that.
It's a 2 number buff.
Yeah, I'm about 4 on it. I think it's interesting. It's a fun card.
It stops death triggers too, just because of RFG.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you guys so much for coming onto the channel. Where can we reach you guys?
Down below, bam, and on YouTube and Twitch and all that stuff. Y'all know where to find me at this point.
Yeah. I know. You want to shout out? What's your Twitch and YouTube?
Yeah, my Twitch and YouTube. My Twitch currently right now is Iowa TEPPEN, but I will be changing it to Iowa the Boat in about 2 weeks. Iowa the Boat is my Twitter and my YouTube handle, so you can find me there. And next month I'll be releasing more content on YouTube, so look forward to that.
And I'm your host. You guys can find me at the True Asian Chess, Twitter, and all the good stuff. Anyways. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next week. Next week it'll probably be me, horrible chopsticks, and we'll get one more guess. Alright, thank you so much.
See you later.
See ya.